There will not be any issue related to this. Okay. So now the first unit that is introduction to EDA tool and VHDL programming. Okay. So in between that, I would like to tell Satyajit and Abhishek that just now I have received notice related with your Diwali vacation. Okay, so there will not be online lectures from 13, that is a Friday, to Tuesday 17. ओके, तर तुम्हाला 13 ते 17 याच्यामध्ये दिवाळी वेकेशन असणार आहे. ओके, सो ते तेव्हा तुमचे ऑनलाईन लेक्चर्स नसतील. ओके. Now tell me what is mean by EDA. In yesterday's defaulter session, we discussed about this, but once again, I would like to ask you what is mean by EDA. Yes, Jayesh. What is mean by EDA? Payal. Yes, Payal. What is mean by EDA? Prajakta.
Electronic design automation.
That is a electronic design automation. That means actually, whenever we want to design any circuit, it is easier to first simulate that system or circuit and then go for the actual implementation. That is a hardware implementation of that circuit. And the tool which helps us for this type of simulation, that is the electronic design automation tool, or we say it as a EDA tool. So VHDL programming, that is the one language that is used for this type of electronic design automation. Okay. So here VHDL that is used for integrated circuits. Okay. So multi-sim that we use for the digital circuit as well as analog circuits, but that is not for actually VLSI circuit, but here we are using VHDL, that language that is used for the integrated circuits where we can design this circuitry or the system, any system that we want, and then after simulation as well as after synthesis, we can download that code on your chip, FPGA or CPLD chip, and we can get the IC. Okay. Now, what is long form of VHDL?
Very high speed hardware description language.
Okay, very high speed hardware
Very high
description
speed
language.
language.
Okay, is it correct? Okay, half is
Yes,
correct.
madam.
Very high speed integrated circuit hardware descriptive language.
Yes, it is a very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language. Actually, V is the short form of VHSIC. Okay, so that is a very high speed integrated circuit, and then HDL, that means hardware description language. Okay. So here we are using two different hardware description language, that is a VHDL and Verilog. But in as I earlier said that in most of the academic institutions we are using VHDL. So our more focus is on VHDL because it is as compared to this Verilog, it is easier to understand. So we are using this uh, uh, in an academy. Okay. So now, can anybody tell me what are the fundamental units of VHDL? Okay, whenever we are writing a VHDL program, what are the units in a VHDL in that program? When you are writing VHDL program, what are the
Library
basic?
library declaration, package declaration, entity declaration, and architecture.
Yes. Library declaration. That means it has actually made three units. That is a library declaration part, then entity declaration, and architecture declaration. Now, what is library declaration? Lakshmi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is library declaration? How you declare library in a VHDL, and for what purpose you are adding that in a VHDL program? Dipali? Megha? Okay. Those who are not going to answer, I'm going to put the absent mark of those students. काय करतो आपण लायब्ररी डिक्लेरेशन करतो किंवा पॅकेज डिक्लेरेशन करतो म्हणजे नक्की काय करतो?
IEEE डिक्लेअर करत असतो स्टँडर्ड.
Okay. IEEE is one library and STD, that is the standard, is the another library. Okay. So most of the time we use IEEE library. Now what is there in IEEE library or any library? any library has packages. Okay. Now each package that has certain functions, procedures, and declaration. Okay. या प्रत्येक लायब्ररी मध्ये काय असतं तर काय पॅकेज असतात आणि या पॅकेज मध्ये काय असतं तर फंक्शन्स असतात किंवा काही प्रोसिजर्स डिक्लेरेशन्स असे असतात. ओके. आता जेव्हा आपण या लायब्ररीज वापरतो डिक्लेअर करतो म्हणजेच इन्क्लूड करतो तुमच्या प्रोग्राम मध्ये तेव्हा काय करतो की हे सगळे त्याच्या बरोबरीनेच आपण हे पॅकेज पण डिक्लेअर करतो अँड दॅट मीन्स वी आर ऍडिंग दोज फंक्शन्स and procedures in the program. Okay. So these are the inbuilt functions. So there is no need to write separate programs for these functions because already these functions are available in that library. So that means all whenever we are considering standard logic package, okay, so that time all the functions related with the standard logic that are available in that package, so that we are adding to the program. Okay. So there is no need to write those programs. Also all the data types that are available in that package, that means supported by that package, so that are present, so that we are adding in that program. So that is the library declaration part. Okay. Now the second unit of the VHDL program, that is entity. Now what is entity? What is mean by entity?
Collection of input and outputs.
It is the connection of input and output. That is actually entity. That means it is the input and output pins that can be seen by user. Okay? Or you can see that these are the pins of IC. कुठलाही जो तुम्ही आयसी डिझाईन करणार आहे तर त्याच्या पिन्स इनपुट पिन्स आणि आउटपुट पिन्स जो दाखवणार आहे आपल्याला दॅट पार्ट दॅट इज अ एंटिटी. अँड व्हॉट इज देअर इन आर्किटेक्चर?
Behavior of input and output म्हणजे entity.
Behavior of input and output. That means
Entity. Behavior of entity.
Can anybody more elaborate this? What is
Declaration of
Describe the behavior
input
of
and
entity.
yes?
Declaration of input and output.
Declaration of input and output is there in a entity. Yes. Okay. म्हणजेच आपण काय करतो तिथे इनपुट काय आहे आणि आउटपुट काय आहे ते आपण एंटिटी मध्ये डिक्लेअर करतो. आर्किटेक्चर मध्ये काय करतो? थर्ड युनिट काय आहे VHDL चं? तर आर्किटेक्चर आहे. बरोबर आहे. आर्किटेक्चर मध्ये आपण काय करतो?
एंटिटी डिस्क्राइब करतो.
Entity describe करतो. Okay. Actually, whatever pins that we have declared there, so how they are going to behave, that we are declaring in the architecture. Okay. And that means what will be the relationship between the input and outputs that we are declaring in the architecture. So these are the three basic units of or fundamental units of VHDL program. Okay. So here, whenever we are declaring libraries, there is a syntax that is library. So this is the syntax for the library declaration. आपण खूप वेळा बघितलं आहे. Library, then library name, and then semicolon. Now, what is the need of this semicolon? This indicates that it is the end of this statement. Okay, so don't forget to give a semicolon. Then we are going to add package in this library जे काही असेल तर त्याच्यासाठीचा सिंटॅक्स आहे यूज लायब्ररी नेम डॉट लायब्ररी पॅकेज नेम डॉट ऑल. ओके. अँड देन सेमिकोलॉन. सो usually we use IEEE library as you said earlier. So we are declaring it as a library IEEE and then use IEEE dot std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all that package. Okay. So let us simulate one program. So as we have already done practice to write this VHDL code, so I will open my Xilinx ISC window. So I'll just start with a new project. So click on file and a new project. Okay, so these are the settings that we need to do for this project. So we have selected family, device, and all that settings that are the default settings or already selected settings that are there. So I will just click on that next, and then you can see the summary. Click on finish. Okay. I'm not elaborating more on this because we have already seen this how to start with the program. Okay, so now right click on your project name and then click on new source. Select which type of source you want to generate. Okay, so we have want VHDL module, so we'll select that. So here when you are adding a new source, that time you will get a define module window. Okay, that is a new source wizard. In that, whatever is the source name that you have given, that will be by default taken as a entity name. Okay, so if you want to change this, that you can change. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is. And architecture name will be considered as it is behavioral. Okay, so it will be by default that will be considered as a behavioral, but if you want to change it, you can change it. I'm going to keep it as it is, and then after that you can assign pins here, but right now I'm not going to mention these pins here. I'll just click on next and then click on finish. So here you will get a inbuilt program. Okay, so this is the program that will be automatically generated. So here the company name, then engineer name, so all that will be there. So you can see that our module name, that is a revision one, and we have the that is the entity name, that is the revision one, and behavioral is the architecture name. Okay, so that is there. And after that, okay, all these are the comments. So if you want to comment anything in a VHDL, so you can go for the double. Okay. Now here library declaration part. So that is there, as we have already seen that there are 3 units in a VHDL program. One is the library declaration. So here you can see that we have library declaration part, and this IEEE library that is automatically get added in the program. Okay. Now this IEEE library that will get added automatically because here this VHDL language that is nothing but one of the IEEE standard. Okay, so that will get added. So this is now IEEE. We have added package that is a IEEE.std underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all. Other packages that we don't need for right now, so we are not going to add that. Okay, and then after that we have a entity session unit and an architecture. Okay. So let us take one simple example. Okay, that is we want to write a program for all gate. Okay? So to input OR gate. So that means how many inputs will be there for that gate? Yes, how many input ports will be there? If I want to write a program for two input OR gate, how many input ports will be there?
A and B, two inputs.
A and B, these two inputs will be there. And output ports? So output pins कुठले असणार आहे?
1 असणार आहे सी.
Yes, C will be the output pin. Okay. Now, whenever we are writing an entity, the syntax for that is that first of all we need to write a keyword, that is the entity, then entity name, and then a keyword is. Okay. So here we have added the entity name as a revision 1. Okay. And then this is a keyword, that is used. Now remember that here there will not be a semicolon because we have not ended this statement. This statement will end at end statement. Okay. इथेच एंड होणार आहे, तोपर्यंत मधली जे स्टेटमेंट्स आहेत त्याला आपण सेमीकोलन देतो, पण इथे देत नाही. So there will not be a semicolon. And after that we need to declare code, because as we know that entity declaring input and output pins, so we need to declare all the ports. So for that we need to use a keyword, that is port. Okay, and then in the bracket what we need to write? The identifiers or the input pins. So for that the pins we are name that we want to give. Okay, so let us say A is the one. Okay, then direction of that port. Okay, so whatever is the direction of that port, that means there are 4 directions. Okay, so actually 4 modes of any port in a VHDL, that is the input port, output port, then in-out port, and buffer. Okay, so these are the 4 modes of this ports in a VHDL. So depending on what is the direction of that port, we can assign. So keyword used for input port is a in. Okay, so let us give this as a input port. And after that, data type that we need to mention. Okay, so type of that port. So whether it is a bit type, or it is a std underscore logic type, or it is a sign number. So depending on that, we need to give mention its data type. So actually, whenever we are using a digital circuits, that time the data type for a single bit is a bit. Okay, so that means if it is a single bit, then it is a bit. But instead of using a bit, it is good practice to use a data type as a std underscore logic. Okay, because it deals with the 9 logic levels, and that is why we are going to use std underscore logic. Okay, and then send. Okay, then another port, that is a B colon in std underscore logic.
मॅडम बी नंतर स्पेस द्यायचा राहिलाय.
And then C is the output port. So for that we need to use a keyword, that is a std underscore. Now here, as all the ports we have declared, so we need to complete this bracket. Okay, so if there are number of ports that are available in that entity, so you can separate those ports using a semicolon, but for the last port there will not be a semicolon, but bracket will get completed, and then after that there will be a semicolon. Okay, so this is the one method.
मॅडम बी
So
आणि सी च्या आधी स्पेस जास्त झालाय.
कुठलं त्याने काय फरक पडत नाही. ओके, नाव remember that whatever is the blank spaces that are ignored in a VHDL. जे काही blank spaces असतील that are ignored in the VHDL programming, so that will not make a difference here. Okay, so this is the one method to declare entity. Now, if suppose there are number of ports that are of the same type, then instead of writing these separate lines, okay, so here you can see that A and B, these are the same type of ports, so you can skip this line and just you can make here comma and then another port, that is a B. Okay, so A comma B. And then C, that is the output port. Okay, so in this way also you can define these ports. Okay, so this is, after that there will be a statement that is a end of this entities. Okay, so that means here it will be followed after this end keyword, it will be followed with the entity name that you have given. Now, while giving the names, there is a certain method that you need to start all these names with a letter. Okay, now these names, identifier names in a VHDL, they can have letters as well as numbers and one special character, that is a underscore. Okay, so all these you can use, but remember that this name should always start with letter. Number or underscore cannot be used for starting off this name. You can use this afterwards. Okay, so here we have used this revision 1 as the name for this entity. Okay, so after this, then architecture. Okay, now here again, if there is certain declarative part that is present in the architecture, that will be there, but as we don't need this, so we are going to skip that part. Okay, and then there will be a keyword that is a begin. Okay, now whenever we are going to write a architecture, so there will be a keyword that is architecture, the name for that architecture, so we have given the name as a behavioral, then of. Now whatever is the name of the entity for which we are writing this architecture. Okay, so that will be there. Now as you know that for a single entity there can be number of architectures. So if there are number of architectures for a particular entity, so you will need to change this name. Okay, so this is, and this will be followed by each. Okay, then after that we are going to start with the architecture body. So there will be a keyword that is a begin, and there will be a multiple statements that may be available in this architecture body. Okay, and it will be ended with end keyword and the name of that architecture. Okay, so this is the syntax for this architecture. So here we need to write the statements. Okay, so as we want to write a code for OR gate, so what should be our statement here? Our output is C. Okay. Then after that, we need to use a assignment operator. So less than and equal to, and then A. We have inbuilt function that is a OR for ORing operation. So that is available in the std_logic_1164 package. So we are going to use a keyword that is OR there. Okay.
मॅडम तुम्ही अँड ऑपरेशनचं करायचं म्हणलं होतं ना.
OR म्हटलं होतं. Already in the yesterday session we have done with AND. Okay, no issue. We can do it for AND also. आपण दोन्ही करू शकतो एकाच प्रोग्राम मध्ये. त्यांनी काही फरक पडणार नाही. Okay. So here, for that just I will add one more output, that is a D. Okay. So here this is A or B, and then D is equal to A and B. Okay, and then just we want to end this architecture, so there will be a statement that is a end behavior. Okay, so this is the code for and as well as OR gate. Okay, so now what we have done in the architecture body, what we have used here, this is the assignment operation, or we can say this is the relational operation. Okay? So whatever is the result of this statement, that will be assigned to the identifier or the code signal which is on the left side. Okay, so here जे काही आउटपुट असणार आहेत ते कुठल्या साईडला असणार आहेत, लेफ्ट साईडला आणि राईट साईडला असं तुमचे स्टेटमेंट असतील वेन एव्हर यू आर असाइनिंग एनी expression there. Okay, so now let us save this. Okay, and then we are checking the syntax. So that is a very easy code, so it is completed successfully, and then we are going to see the RTL schematic. Here is the RTL schematic for whatever design that we have or whatever code that we have written. For that, this will be a schematic. So तुम्ही काय केलं, तुम्ही कोड लिहिला आणि त्याच्यावरून ही जनरेट झालेला तुमचा सर्किट आहे. ओके, सो स्कीमॅटिक आहे. सो दिस इज अबाउट द your code that you have written. Okay, now you want to simulate this. Okay, so what is needed to do the actually what we have done, we have written the code, then we have generated a schematic, RTL schematic for that, but we want to check whether it is giving a result that is expected or okay, so that we are getting or not. So for that what we is needed, so if you want to check whether your design is correct or not, you need to write a test bench code. Okay, so that means for this particular source, you need to write a code in such a way that it will check different output for different inputs. Okay, so you can give a stimulus to the input pins, and then depending on that, you can check for the output. So that is the a way to check this circuit. Okay, so we will discuss about this test bench and more basics about this VHDL in the next session. So for today, we will stop here. If anyone has doubt till this, they may ask. Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.